Okay, this is going to be the first part of Project Winch Bumper. Alright, so basically what happened is I bought a Warren winch bumper with a winch, and it was on a 79 F350 or 250, whatever the 1 ton is. Fords have a bigger frame. I think it's 36 outside frame rails. Chevys are 28. So I could have used some kind of spacer and blocked off my frame, but I didn't really like that idea, so I decided to change the mounts up a little bit. And what the original guy had done is he had this mount like this, right, and it's kind of what they look like that. He had this little bolt to go in the front of the frame rail, which I like because it pulls on it. He had actually, I think this bumper was originally for a Chevy because he cut the bracket, re-welded it right here. Not a bad job actually of welding. And then he gusseted it for strength. So anyway, what my plan is, and before this was bolted on the bottom, the top of the bumper. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this gusset, cut out this piece to here, grind this weld flush, and I'm going to bolt this to the front of my frame, slide the bumper on this plate, and you'll see what I mean by that in a minute. And then I'm going to use these 2 bolt holes as my main load holes. I'm going to use these 2 bolt holes on the other side of the weld for a little backup just in case, because it's it's welded there. And then this gusset I'm going to weld on the top of the winch plate for the bumper. Will sit on this, and then I'm going to weld this gusset onto that, so it's going to be all welded together. So it's going to be bolted and welded together. I could just weld it, but I have bolts, why not use them? And this stuff's, I think, quarter inch plate, so it's going to take probably 2 passes on my welder to get good penetration on this, because it's a little thicker than what my little 110 can do, but hey, it'll work. So anyway, cutting this stuff off is a pain in the ass. These welds are pretty thick, and my grinding disc is not working. I'm hitting the grinder because I was an idiot and got a 4-inch. Should have got a 4.5. But I have this larger wheel, so I'm going to have to take the guard off, which I don't recommend, but, in a pinch it works. I'm going to wear leathers, cover up all exposed skin and face protection just in case this thing breaks. I don't want to kill myself. Anyway. So this is what I'm kind of thinking. The plate's going to be bolted there. And then this plate part of the bumper, which you can see ends right there. See the 2 bolt holes? Will sit right in this trough area. And then these gusset with this front bolt mount, there we go, will be welded on top to this bumper and on the side to this plate. And then this hole will be aligned with the hole in the front of the frame, hopefully. I don't know how that's going to work yet, but that's my goal, to align those 2 together, and then I can bolt from the front as well as the sides. Now the thing that sucks about Chevys is look how much room you have to bolt. This is only about 4.5 inches, which seems a little inadequate to me if you're going to be putting 12,000 pounds of, 16,000 pounds of force on this little frame area, this little frame horn. So I'm going to have 3 bolts, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. I'm going to go with the biggest size I can. I might even enlarge these a little bit. Maybe 3/8 bolts. Going to put 1 right here on that gusset that I was explaining. And then what I'm going to do for extra strength is plate the inside of the frame back to those bolt holes back in there. So I'll have a bolt back in there to help spread the load. And I'm going to run these triangulated brackets to the bumper way out here, help support if the bumper gets impacted, which it probably will at some point. But my main concern is the winch pulling on this plate right here, pulling on just this little section before the radiator mount. Now I know what a lot of guys do is these are riveted on these mounts. So what they do is they drill these out, put the winch plate through here, bolt the mount back through. I would love to do that, except that my spring hanger mount is riveted to the radiator bracket, and I don't want to have to drill new holes for that. I'd rather not mess with that whole situation. I think if I plate it back to like I was saying, maybe even do a little triangulation, something like off here, off the back side of this plate to the center cross member, which isn't really that strong, or maybe build a little eye box, like a flat plate, piece of square tube, go run the length of the front frame rail to give it a little extra support. We'll see. Basically my idea is overbuild the hell out of this thing, because I've seen them rip off before. I don't want to have that happen to myself. Here's the winch right here. It's an old worn 8274. The original, not the Dash 50. I think it needs a bottom end rebuild kit. You can get those at Napa. You can actually get every part for this thing at Napa.